Well, good morning, folks. We're here to work on the another section of the Empire State Trail. We're in this parking lot. If you're coming out of Minoa, it's the main road out of Minoa. So, from Minoa to Green Lake State Park. There's a little sign over here, a little picnic area. Erie Canal. Because there's people in that car right there, there's a sign there for you people to read if you come here in person. Yeah. We're going to try to do the stretch from Minoa to Green Lake State Park today. Here's the sign I'm going to look at. The Erie Route West, Manlius Center. You're getting a lot of information there. Okay, it looks like the trail's up further, so this is an access trail from the parking lot up to the main actual towpath trail. Yeah, there's a sign up here too. Chances of hearing trains here are high. Alright, here's the canal. Nice. Oh. I'm going to try to get this house out of view, but if you look across on our last episode, there's the bridge abutments and the private house where we left off last time. It's not as busy now. There is a chance of rain, but I'm not worried about it today. Here's all the signs and everything. Wildlife viewing, Green Lake State Park, 290, 257. Speaking of rain, start right now. In a menagerie of stop signs. So, that's where we are. Manlius Center Road. Here's the actual sign for the actual location with glare. That's heading in that direction. Let's take a look at the sign. That's a standard "Here You Are" sign. Comfort stations. We are here. So far, all that we hiked is here. That's what we did so far in this episode. We still got this much more. So, we're getting there. Yeah, so we'll go to Green Lake State Park and for today because it looks like it's a couple miles. So, here's the actual overview of that parking lot we are at. Parking lot and that little walkway we went up, so we are here. Is this what it looked like back then? That's nice. Alright, let's get hiking, shall we? Of course, it's an accessible trail with all the bikers and everything. I've noticed I've been looking at more and more of the YouTube, and everybody's always on a bike, but I don't know if anybody's actually walked the thing like I'm doing now, but at least, you know, some part of it got walked. You usually see somebody just clipping in on bikes and doing 3-day ventures and everything, and they don't show you, oh, look at this, this looks interesting. Oh, here's a mile marker. We're mile 3 in out of 33. That is a mile marker. And looks like we go to Crushed Stone from here. Or whatever it's called. Well, I'll turn you on if there's anything to see, but something tells me there's not much to see at this point. So, You got a trail and you got water. So I'll turn you back on when something of interest comes up. Again, the weather up north is not the greatest. It's raining at my place, but not here, so, and there's a chance for, well, yeah, a slight chance for something special to come through on the railroad, but I don't have any high hopes for it, because every time I have hopes for something else. What? English is hard. Oh. Is that a deer? No way. Nope, it wasn't. I was gonna say I was gonna get a better view of it, but it's something made out of wood. It's private property. I'm gonna show you. Sorry. The drive down here is getting interesting. I'm starting to put together on updates on the 8141 through Syracuse Viaduct project. Viaduct? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Where they're tearing down the old viaduct, Interstate 81, and they're turning Interstate 41 that bypasses Syracuse into an interstate. Oh, that is becoming to be a problematic experience to get down here, because they are now in full swing with that project. Either way, I'm documenting some things on it so we can look back in the past and then be documented for the future on, hey, this is what it used to look like. Because pretty soon it'll be all one interstate and 41 will not exist anymore. So, yeah, anyway, that's a nightmare to get through. I want to ignore it, but no, I can't, because I'm trying to think. Somebody would do that. And why? Yeah, but then again, you come across these trees. It baffles me if this was a towpath. These trees, I don't know, I'm not a nerve, whatever you call them. Oh my god, I only made it that far. Oh, it's like don't look down, it's like don't look back. Oh, you only went that far. All that talking and hiking I just done. I don't know his name, Herb or something like that knows things about plants and trees. To me, that doesn't look like it. That looks more than 100 years old. I mean, for size comparison. Try not to fall in the water here. So it's bigger than me around, so circumference-wise. Oh, rattlesnake. In the timing of things. The tree didn't like me standing next to it, apparently. I mean, what are the odds? It was silent and quiet until you stood next to that tree. Anyway, winter on the canal. This is obviously not this section, because there's no place, time, or reason, or how all these boats would have been docked right here, but I like the fact that they got these signs. along the way. This one I can show you. Alright, so pause and play, I guess. I'm trying not to get distracted, but I guess while you're pausing and playing, don't listen to what I'm saying, because it's time for loud planes to fly by right now. So for those that want to skip that part and just want to hear me complain about, well, while people are pausing to read, you can hear me get mentally disturbed. What? Surprised that there's not many people on the trail today. I mean, it's raining up north where I am, but it looks like the sun might actually come out today. I guess I mentioned before at the beginning, I've been doing a lot of YouTube searches on this trail, and all the thing you see is people just blasting through it on their bikes. Nobody's actually taking the full walk with it to show you, hey, this is neat. So like I say, boots on the ground. There is fish in there. I just see one jump actually right here. That's why the water's rippling right there. Which I wonder if it's got to be connected to a lake or a pond or something somewhere along the way still, for there to be fish in there. As much fishing as happens on here. Well, I guess we'll find that further up. I don't know if the... Oh, that's a nice view. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I forgot to pause the camera because I was too busy looking at the view. See, again, if you're riding a bike and everything and you're doing the video on it, you wouldn't have seen this angle of the view unless you're on the boots on the ground. And that's why we're doing this today. And in the future note, that road up there is a busy road. So that's the main bypass for State Route 5. So it's a busy road. You're gonna get a lot, as the day progresses, you're gonna hear a lot of traffic. Unfortunately, but where you get the noise, you get the scenery. So that's a trade-off. What were we talking about before? Fish, right? So I don't know if the DC or the state stocks it, or it must come into a lake or a pond somewhere where as much fishing happens. Oh my, I saw that light down there. I'm like, this is my perspective. Do you see the light? I can't pick it up on this camera, but it looked like, for some reason, it looked a lot closer than it was. So I thought, you know, it was like an orb, but it's a bicyclist. Wow. I don't know if that is a frog jumping in the water or a fish jumping, but you hear that bump, 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 splash. And again, I mentioned in another video, that's why it's good to stop, look around your surroundings, because if I didn't stop and look back and see the bicyclist coming up behind, and then all of a sudden he's coming on your right. Some of them will actually tell you that they're coming if they think you haven't seen them. Then there's others that don't. The next thing you know, what the? Now see, he was mirrored by the car on the road when he passed me, so If I didn't know he was coming, he would have definitely surprised me. Because even though it's a crushed stone path, the car was drowning out the cyclist sound of the tires on the crushed stone, and would never have heard them if I hadn't looked back there. Again, safety tip for the day. I'm gonna push that as much as I can on each one of these segments in case you missed the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever part this is. And I'm guessing it's going to be busy with a lot of traffic because of the state park connecting into this trail too. Again, I nailed it in the head so many times about Green Lake State Park around here. And I've done a lot of videos there. I did all the trails there. So, frog's laughing at me now. I actually took my bike out, and the experiment with that failed horribly, so I still need to do a lot of work with that physically. It's not nothing to do with the bike, but to physically get comfortable enough to take it out into public like this. And I gotta do it real soon because I'm gonna come up to that 13-mile section. I can't zoom in time. Well, maybe I can. There are a lot of planes taking off today. Or maybe it's just the atmosphere, I guess. Because usually it's train horns blowing in the freight yard, but today I'm hearing more jets taking off from the airport 3, 4, 5 miles that way. I'm hearing the airport more than I'm hearing the rail yard. And the rail yard is half a mile, maybe a mile away from here. You think you'd hear EMD or Jevos or freight cars smashing, but nope, it's jets taking off 5 miles away. And then they'll switch. And then you'll stop here in the airport, and then you'll hear the rail yard and train horns blowing and the natural things you want to hear. It's just so peaceful, I can't turn the camera off. I mean, you get the birds, the chipmunks, the frogs croaking. It's about 72 degrees right now, despite it being, what time is it? Oh, I got that on. Oopsie. 6 o'clock. 6:08 in the morning right now. But if it's 70 degrees at 6 in the morning, you can dang well expect it to be 90 about noon. So, get here early, folks. Again, as busy as this trail's been, the only one I see on the trail is the bicyclist. Again, whatever trail comes through villages, I'm not going to even do unless there's a real reason to go through that village, but we'll walk the trail to the village. What is that? Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Somebody's fishing tackle. It just looked like it literally crawled out of there. Yeah, I'm taking it with me. I mean, it is the garbage, right? Oh, this is interesting. Well, this is... I'm gonna put him... just like you were a kid. I'm gonna put it in a pocket and don't forget about it, and then I'm gonna reach in the pocket and go, oh. Anyway, there's like a little dip in the trail here. It seems weird that it's pretty much level until this point. I wonder if you rode it out or something. It still amazes me about the ingenuity of this, that this has lasted over 100 years to keep the water at bay, and then on the other side it's just a drop off, but yet the berm still holds, to show you the construction skills back then. I can't really show you much of there because of the foliage wall. There might be a clearing coming up here. I'll show you here shortly. That looks like the start of Green Lake State Park. I must be next to that trailhead parking for the main trail system that's out, not the part in the park, but when I hiked it, there's that small parking lot along the 290 here that you could hike up that gravel, what used to be a quarry looking road. And you got wetlands over here, a canal over here, and this cuts right through it, and it's never eroded or washed out before, which I find interesting. So they knew what they were doing back then. What is that? Not the bird I'm about to show you. The next thing I'm going to show you after the bird. I want to get the bird before it flies away, see what kind of bird it is, being a bird watching trail and all. Too far out for me to hold the camera steady. And I was wondering, this don't look natural over here. Something suspicious in that corner. It's starting to get humid, to be honest. And I hear water running over there, but I don't see where it's coming from. Oh, okay, I found it finally. I'm looking all around there and I'm looking in the wrong place. Where's the water coming from? Do you hear the water running? Oh. A poop pipe, we'll call it. I'm here looking for water, being out in the wilderness looking for water trickling down like a waterfall. It's just coming out of a poop pipe. Yeah, the trail's been pretty quiet, I'm surprised. Oh, mile 4 out of 32. So the numbers go down as they go up. I believe we've been on this 4 miles now. Seems like it was a lot longer. Especially when you're looking at it, looks like that. You think it'd be a lot longer. Another plane. It is definitely starting to get humid out. I mean, that's why there's not many people running today. Just seen the one bicyclist. 20 minutes ago. Oh, somebody finally, I look behind me again. Oh, this is interesting. I was saying how somebody finally, because there's another trail user coming up. On a bike, is it? Good thing about this cameras I can zoom in. Yeah, it's on a bike. So if it's running, fine. If it's on a bike, keep my ears open and head up. Runner takes from that distance about 5 minutes to get here. Bicycles will be here in any minute. And so on. I guess that's what's good about these straight sections. You could see for a mile, literally. Something odd is this tree over, these trees over here aren't like the rest. Neither is this one here. Everybody knows what kind of trees they are. Leave a comment down below. I have no idea. These don't look native to me. Get a closer look at what they are. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Another tree expert could come out and walk the trail and figure them out. But they don't look natural to me. Natural. Trees don't look natural. Native, natural, kind of the same lingo. You look around, that's the only pair of those trees here. And then they stick right out. And then this one here, this definitely looks out of place. This one I can show you a little better. They rely on the zoom camera. The tree itself. This don't look like it should be here either. Again, if anybody knows what these trees could be. Two strange trees within the exact location. Now these are natural. Native. It's early in the morning, sorry. Oh, what do we got here? Hang on. I don't know if I could zoom in fast enough. Right at the same time, mosquito lands on my camera holding hand. Oh, I lost it. Something looks interesting up ahead too. What is that? Must be a junction coming up. I see a bench and a sign. But I don't know what's around the corner. I haven't made it that far around the corner yet. It might be the Green Lakes Park Bridge, I guess is what it's called. Anyway, thought that was interesting. And here are those trees again. In this section here. I wonder if it's done because of the state park. I don't know. It's weird. That was something you can see them. They stick right out. Literally out in the water, but compared to what the normal trees will look like, which is above them, they stick right out. And then here's another one of the same kind. You have the two native trees, and then it's like right in here. What happened here? For these trees to grow. They don't look native. They look out of place. It's like they look out of place. I hear a Jevo. Finally. Right over there is Kirkville Road. I did check the train dar, and nothing's really moved yet. Nothing been updated, so. I'm gonna think about what's gonna happen up here because I'm pretty sure we're coming up to that Green Lakes Bridge. It says it's a bridge, so we'll see. Kind of curious if the manufacturers that make tornadoes and fire sirens are the same manufacturer. The only difference of the fire siren is it's woo, 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 for a tornado siren. It's just like, and it spins around. We do have a bridge coming up, so this must be the Green Lake Bridge. I gotta think about what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna continue on or not. This bridge definitely does not look like it was here since the canal. Looks like the state park would have built this, but how many years ago, I don't know. It looks old, but I don't think it's canal old. We'll see when we get there. Okay, we're at the canal bridge. Green Lakes Bridge. What is on that bench? It's a water bottle. I was trying to identify it, but yeah. Alright, got a sign up here. And this is a buggy part of the section. Mosquitoes are coming out. Along with the horseflies. It's always one and the other. The horseflies ain't bothering you, it's the mosquitoes. Towpath travelers. This is something I could show you. What the? Yeah. Pause and read while I'm mowing about the mosquitoes. Another plane taking off. Oh my God. I was just thinking of something. Is that what it... Because you hear the siren go off, and then you hear that rumbling. Is that what an actual tornado would sound like? Did I just relive something from the Midwest? The siren going off and then tornado. Is that what it would actually sound like? Because I've never experienced one of those before. But I was just like, wow, that was creepy. The timing of that siren and that jet taking off, if that's what they would actually, is that what it actually feels like in the Midwest. Because I just felt it, just without the danger. So here's the trail to the Green Lake State Park. And again, with the jets taking off being extremely louder and the train horn a mile away, it's barely hearable. Yeah, this has been here a while, but I don't think it was constructed back when the canal was in use. Alright, let's go check this out. I'm only going to go up to the 290. So... I'm thinking after the fact. Again, the mosquitoes and everything are annoying right at this point. Alright, let's go see what this has got. Oh, there's a sign up here. And the bird's laughing at you. No, one of these signs. Oh man, it doesn't look it. This is as far as we hiked today. So far. You're here. We know it's about 1.5 miles, maybe 2. Poolsbrook picnic area. Huh. Alright, let's take the trail up and see what we got up here. Again, at the beginning of the video, this is Route 290. It's a bypass, so it's one of the busier roads. It's like suicide walking across there. So keep that in mind. Actually, we'll find out here shortly if there's actually a traffic light, because some pedestrian crossings have traffic lights and everything to stop traffic so you can safely cross the road. Because this road you cannot safely cross, especially during peak travel times, like the weekends in the summer. A little bit of mesh and stuff, trying to hold the vegetation in. What are these wet spots? It looks like wet spots. I don't think they're wet spots. They might be spider webs, but it's all right around this one tree. And only around that one tree. It's not wet. It didn't rain. So what's going on there? Creepy. That's the same bicyclist that passed me this morning. Creepy tree. Oh, why? Oh, I see a barricade up ahead. Okay, there's a traffic light kind of crossing here, so here we are, Kirkville State Park. Again, it's suicide to stick your head out in the traffic up there, but park entrance is right here. Brings you right to the front of the park. Push the button to cross. Really old sign. And the speed limit, as you can tell, is 55. That's why it's a suicide mission to cross here. Push button. across. So you got a blind hill that way, and a blind hill that way. So not much time for people to see you. So I'll show you real quick where we left off last time. Today we're going to finish this part with the Green Lakes pedestrian bridge and continue on to Kirkville. Jeepos. I hear Jeepos crying. Or it could be a boat in the river. So I'm not going to tempt fate today to check out up here. So here's your sign. So again, we are here at the footbridge. Before we went from Manlius, Minoa to here, and we're going to go from here to Kirkville, and Green Lake State Park is right on the other side here. So that's where we are. This is all stuff we've seen before. I showed you the map at the beginning on session 1 and where we're headed. So yeah, so we'll start here at Green Lakes and head toward Kirkville. Alright, continuing on the section between Minoa and Kirkville, crossing the Green Lakes Bridge here, and something interesting things to see along the way. So over this way is the Minoa section, and continuing on. Well, actually this is gonna be one video, ain't it? I don't know. Haven't figured that far out yet. Ow. What you do, hit yourself with that 2x4? Yeah, you hear the stupid jokes I made today? I don't blame anybody for hitting me with one of those. Alright, here we go. Continuing on. Yeah, we'll keep this in the same part, maybe. I don't know, I have to figure it out. So, at least this, I decided to shoot video on the way back, keep it in line with the series and the sunlight. Now the sun's come out a little brighter, but yeah. The good thing about this being gravel is I could hear people coming a lot better than I did when it was paved. Back to the history of it. If this was a towpath, that is a huge tree. That tree had been growing since they built the canal. I mean, look at how huge that tree is. That's something that didn't grow up in a couple of years. And the canal, I think, said it was abandoned in 1917. Oh, and if anybody knows that this is still a you know what I'm trying to say, waterway, if you could float stuff in it and be legal, navigable waterway. I'll stop there, my brain hurts. Navigation is hard. So if anybody knows if this is still that, go ahead and comment down below, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure you could put a kayak in and go up and down it, because this is a horse trail, believe it or not. So, but I don't know if there's a clause or what in the state being, well, you know, if it's still usable for boats or not. Ooh, we got a triangle. This is going to be hilarious. I'm sorry, I got to apologize in advance. Here's our yield triangle. So if you're riding a bike, you have the pedestrians, but utmost concern is watch out for that. Travel at a safe speed and yield to horses and bicycles and pedestrians and snakes and deer and squirrels and birds, and because I'm going to be yielding a lot for to catch some of the scenery on film, to document it, I guess you can say. Yeah, sat trackside for a couple of hours. 3 hours, 3 trains. Oh, there's a house over there. I was like, what is that noise? There's a house over there. I was trying to think if it was a bird or not. Or then it didn't sound natural. And then, well, it's probably somebody working on something. If there's a house over there. Anyway, I did forget to mention, of course, Green Lake State Park. That's interstate. I almost call it interstate. Wow. That's State Route 290 you're hearing. And unfortunately, for the most part of the trail, we are. That noise. You got the chipmunk check over there, and you got something. Doesn't sound good. Keep walking. We determined it's a pedestrian making noise in their backyard. You know, I'm wondering about that. If anybody wants to comment. If you're working in your backyard, are you a pedestrian or are you a person? Right now I'm a pedestrian. But if I'm in my backyard, am I still a pedestrian? Oh. Yeah, too bad there ain't something like a replica floating down. Back in the day, they just run replicas back and forth for an event or something of the canal boats that used to actually float. That'd be something to see. Just okay, it's Saturday. A couple times an hour, a canal boat would come down. Looks exactly the way it did back then. Yoink! Oh, this is a weird tree I gotta look at. What the? You're doing it again here, Mother Nature. How this tree gets spared. Well, briefly, we will pull away from State Route 90, and the traffic will quiet down. So, as I said, I back hiked to this spot to go back this way because of the sunlight. And there are some things to see up here. One of them is actually coming up. I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it in another video, but now that I know what it's telling me, it's interesting. We'll see. I'll show you that briefly. Because I'm like, what are these numbers? And then I'm like, oh, it finally clicked after seeing it 3 times now. Here's one of the signs up here I was talking about. What? It's not the sign I was trying to show you. It's up here more. It's right there actually. Starting to warm up pretty good. It was 57 when I started, but now it's like getting up in the 60s. Okay, now that I realize what this is, miles. This is your mile marker. So, what this is telling me is going this way, this 5, that's 5 miles. 5 miles to 481 at the start of the trail. 31 more miles to go before you reach the end of the trail. So we're about the 5-6 mile marker. 5 miles back to the start at 481. 31 miles to go is what that's telling us. And right around here the canal is going to widen up. So I don't know if this was a layover spot or what, but we'll see it more in depth when we get there. We'll talk more about it. But you notice it's widening up from what it used to be as we continue on. Like they could have tied boats up or something. I mean, was the road even there back then? Someone wondering if they pulled up along the bank there and offloaded cargo onto trucks or something back then, or horse-drawn buggies, because that is the main road, 290. So I wonder if that was around back when this was running. Again, if anybody knows questions I'm asking, go ahead and comment down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Now, I don't know if these trees were here back then or not. If it was a towpath, obviously it wouldn't have been, but these are big trees. These are a lot older than 100 years. See, now it's widened up pretty good here. So I don't know, it seems odd that it would be this wide here. It's like a small lake. Kind of curious what happens as we further go, is now we went from pavement at the beginning of the series, from pavement and benches every so often to gravel, no benches. So yeah, we're still pretty widened up here. We're starting to pull away from 290, so we'll start getting into some more pristine quietness to ourselves again. Oh, that scared me real good. Sasquatch, can you find him? Finding Bigfoot. Snuck behind a tree, I'm sorry. Oh, there he is. That's all it is. But I mean, when you're walking by and that's all you see, it's just like, oh, I'm walking by, da 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 da. Oh, what the? So right here, looks like that used to cut into the hill here. So it looked like that it was an entrance to something. This is obviously landlocked. That's a marsh. Thick forest on that side, forest on this side, and then it's like something went in behind this first cluster of trees back then, and well, it's still wide. Maybe there was an industry here. Okay, so the marshy area I was talking about, it's over there, and there's the woods. You see back behind there, it looks like water comes out from behind it too, so whatever happened in there, it had its own little channel go through there. And then you got this wide open area, and then the canal will narrow back up suddenly, and then there we are. And that's the end of where we're going today. That's the main parking lot for Kirkville. That's where we'll end our hike, but it's about another mile to get there. So yeah, so it's like this used to be like canal boat to lay up for the night or something, and you know, I don't know. And just like that, we're back to the small channel. So roughly it's a half mile where it's wide. we've got whatever's going on behind that. We'll call it an island. Now the sun's coming out full force again. Oh, and perfect time to not be in any shade along the way. This is my last shade stop, so. Oh, my head's gonna be glowing red when I get back to the car. I'll stand here for a minute, get a drink of water and stuff. Well, there you go. That's what you're looking at. It's just like that. It shrinks right up to it. Looks like a canal. Boy, the shade spot's real good. Look at the sun go away when I get into it. Yeah, start calling these shade stops. This is my next spot of shade. Clouds moving out. Oh, I look behind me. Remember how tall Green Lake State Park is? Way out in the distance. Not the first set of trees, but that second set way back there. That's probably the state park. You can see where it sections off and sinks back up. And it's a lot of nice little stonework along. Well, it's not stonework you're thinking of, but you stone it up pretty good on that side. What are these? Oh my God, that was disturbing. Worms. Why? What are those? It don't look right. It's gonna come up and swallow, come up out of the water and start crawling around on land. All right, let's go. They look like eels. I hear something. It's funny, I sat trackside 3 hours and seen 3 trains, and I was out hiking for half an hour and 2 hours going by. But I do have one I have my eyes on. I had 2 at the beginning of today, but now it's down to 1, but we don't know where it is. So that's yet to be determined. I'm almost done with this hike, so we'll go back trackside and see where this other train is. Again, I'm trying to show you something. The reflection on everything. It's something you have to be here to experience yourself. Always remember that. I'm going to say it in the videos. Because depth and perception on video cameras and everything is not what you're going to see when you're here in person. Like right now, you're getting the reflection. But right now, I can follow a path, but you can't see that path with the sun glare. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh, another half mile to go, then we're at the parking lot. There, you can see it now, briefly, right there. Yeah, you see that path right there. This is all nasty worm, eel looking crap, but there's like a little path that goes right through there. I wonder if that's underwater flow or what. So it goes the whole length. That's from what I can see. So again, you got to be here to feel it. I'm just here to provide the video if it's something you're interested in seeing. Now you know it's there. Now you know there's parking lots for it. I didn't know there's parking lots. I mean, I Google the crap out of some stuff, and still, when you get here, then I'm like, oh, okay. So now we know there's a parking lot at the beginning of the trailhead, and the trailhead actually begins at 41 and not at Buttermilk Creek, where it said the parking lot was. It's that parking lot at 481 at the beginning of this trail wasn't even on any of the maps. So we know there's a parking lot, and we know there's another trail that you can park in to take you to that specific spot. Anyway. Huh. There should be some Canada geese up here somewhere. I passed them on the way out, but that was before all this traffic went through. So I wonder what they're hiding out now. Yeah, I'm just showing you. I'm not going to explain what I'm trying to show you. I don't know what you're seeing and what you're not, because right now the sun's blacking out the viewfinder, and I could see the sun glare right here, so I don't know what you're seeing. I give up. I surrender. I need a shade stop. Screw it. Let's get out of here. You like that shade? No, don't go away. Come back out. I'm making fun of you. You want to be creepy? I'm going to make fun of you. GoPro has a time lapse equipped setting on it. Just set that up and watch time lapse. You give people a headache. Set the highest setting of time lapse and watch these clouds just zip by like a strobe. The shadows from every time the sun comes out and goes behind clouds. That's something somebody could screw around with on their own time. Try that out, somebody. Set up a GoPro somewhere and put it in your time-lapse mode and watch the clouds go. See if that don't make you think twice. And another thing about from the start is you had crosswalks for the road. Up here, there is no pedestrian crossing signs. There is no actual painted crosswalk to show travelers, car users, road users, whatever, you know, that there's a pedestrian crossing there. We have to stop. Before, it's like there's signs that say, hey, this is a pedestrian crossing, look for pedestrians, but not here. Why? It's part of the trail system. So I'm wondering how much more degraded, I hate to say it, I don't want to say degraded, but how much more along the trail that it's gonna go down. Like I said, we started off with pavement and a spectacular feature at the beginning, and now it's like, we're starting to give up. Alright folks, so this is going to be the end part of the video. Another section complete. 30 miles to go. This obviously isn't the original bridge across the canal, but up here I'm going to have to go quiet because there's a residence right next door here. So I'm just going to point and shoot pretty much. So you can see how wide the canal would have been. I gotta imagine it followed that same width down through there. But then they built Kirkville Road and, you know, treated it as a creek. I don't know how much history would have been lost, because I would imagine if Kirkville Road existed back then, to the stonework and everything for the canal. Hey, there's the geesers. Alright, I'm gonna go mute and just point and shoot. Here's a... Yeah, never mind. So there's the parking lot. Here's our next segment. See, no painted crosswalk signs or anything. Enter at your own risk. There's your trail. Oh, there's a bench right there. A picnic table over there. Let me go see what this picnic table's about. This place had a picnic. Oh yeah, the canal would have definitely been the full width. Yeah, see, because there's the original stonework right there. And again, I notice it's flowing in this direction. So... see, it's funny, it ends in Rome. Here's our next segment sign. Well, Erie Canal Historic Park, multi-use trail. Oh, now you can ride snowmobiles on it. Maybe that's why it's gravel. Oh, I like the representation of the boat crew. Here's what the other sign didn't say. Kirkville Road. There's a former store here. Oh, no way. Is this what it looked like before they built the bridge? It does look like that, don't it? Yeah, there's a lot of information here. That's something you'd have to see. Yeah, 1918. So the odd thing is it ends in Rome. So where's this section? There must be more to it, because we're doing from Syracuse to Rome. Obviously it's 30-something miles. Alright, we'll continue here next time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching. Oh, that's creepy. I looked in the... I'm hoping a train will come on by eventually. Because it'd be funny, you know, if the tracks are a little bit closer, you see, like you can see the tracks over there. You got the Erie Canal over here, and it'll be like, look, rails and trails. The two can coexist, but they're a mile that way. This ought to be hilarious for a train to blow its horn to make a stupid comment. This is how you give your video editor a heart attack. Well, good morning, folks. We're back at it again on the Erie Canal Trail. We are at the pedestrian bridge for the Green Lakes State Park, and I'm trying to determine which video to start the video off with, and if both of these files are compatible together. So I'll try not to smile again, because that was disturbing even when I did it. Sorry. So with enough disturbing things, yeah, we'll see how this goes today. And more. more pedestrians. While I have two cameras pointing at my face. Over there, there's rails, and here's the trail. Rails and trails kind of do exist right here. Oh, that was stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta apologize for that one. We were just outside of Kirkville on the Erie Canal Trail. So yeah, we got the rail crossing for Kirkville to deal with now. Oh, I have a feeling, but wait, there's more coming up. You know, these long hikes with nobody around, you get you thinking, like, some of the stuff you're thinking of. Like, this obviously was a towpath. Were these trees added later? Did they grow there after the canal closed? I guess they could grow there after the canal closed, but... And they were pretty smart back in the day, because obviously the towpath was made out of the dredge material that they would have used to open up the canal. I'm shooting B-roll to the point I'm going to get to, and I'm going to shoot the actual footage back, so you might as well know the canal will change. But we're on the segment from Green Lakes, so just so I don't get confused myself, from the Green Lakes going back to the Kirkville. So we're on that section of the trail. So back to thinking, when I'm walking down here in this serenity of nature is, what was I going with that? So we heard that train made that stupid joke, and that stupid joke got me thinking, for some reason, civilization. Like, I was thinking, running through my head, like, okay, now when this canal was built, back then, they had steam engines and horse-drawn carriages. So then I'm like, okay, then I'm thinking of today's world. What's strange for us today? I mean, back then, when this was built and steam engines first hit the market, and somebody with a horse-drawn carriage was like, oh, what are these metal rails in the what are these metal rails here? And then all of a sudden they look up and they see this freaking steam engine coming at them, belching smoke, throwing fire, making all this noise. What is that? What is that monstrosity? Cursed, it's cursed. Ah, it's evil. You know, back then. And today in this civilization is like, oh, ding, 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 ding. Oh, what are these flashing lights and crossing gates? Let's just drive out in front of it. But then UFOs, oh no. Sasquatch don't exist. So it's like, what society's become? Back then, steam engines were cursed. You stayed away from those tracks. I don't want to be around that thing. And today it's like, screw it. Let's drive in front of it. But oh my God, what is that in the sky? You're telling me that the government in their classification isn't stopping, you know? That's probably why everything's classified. Because imagine if they had steam engines classified and then they slowly opened it up to the public. So we ain't pointing cameras at the sky and going, what is that? When steam engines scared the crap out of people back then when they used to horse-drawn buggies. Just a thought. Now, we all know by now I bought a GoPro. Now, I'm thinking right now at the time being, I'm going to use that one for smaller trails. Because the battery life on those things don't seem to last very long. I'm finding out, so I've got 5 batteries. So I might limit limit the GoPro to like smaller trails and a better quality. So something like 1.5 miles or less. So those things eat batteries. So that's my thought on the GoPros until, you know, I get more reason to use them. Uh-oh. Still starting to get busy. You know what I thought would be funny is like people pass you at this end of the trail, then you walk back, get in your car, go further up, and they pass you again. Right? Making good time then, right? Like someone like me just walking the trail, see me going in that direction, and then they have to come back this way, and they pass you again in the other direction. Knowing that right now where you're 2 miles in or something. Like a bicyclist, like they might have stopped for a break or something. You saw the same guy come this way, and then he went back that way. Imagine if he came this way, passed me at the beginning, and then he passed me further up the trail. I notice the water doesn't change much, so there's definitely, like if in heavy rains and stuff, it's always constant level. You can tell that when you're looking at it, like where the tree lines are. You can see where the water the highest would be for the most part, but there's like a definite line to where the water would be. No way, can I see the train from here? Hang on, let me think about where I am here. You know, I almost have enough money to purchase a drone, but I'm not sure which one to get. So, if anybody has an idea of what the better drones are for the stuff I do, feel free to comment down below, and we'll go from there. There's something here. Concrete, metal rebar hanging out. Yeah, something definitely was here. Huh, it's weird. We're just past the 4 mile, 32 mile sign, westbound. So there's the sign, the mile marker. And there's this like concrete thing. It looked like it. I mean, you see the rebar hanging out of it. That's all rebar. So it must have been up high. If anybody has an idea what that could have been, here's the surrounding area. Just like that becomes a beautiful day. Raining up north. Sun comes out in Syracuse. It's been a weird weather pattern this last month. We get, even the forecasters can't predict it right. 4 or 5 times, 0% chance of rain. But every morning between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. whoosh, every morning. 0% chance of rain. At least the sun's coming out, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it's supposed to be up in the 90s today in upstate New York, in the Syracuse area. So, you know, 90s are nowhere near my comfort level. My comfort level is 70. I mentioned in a previous video back in Oh, I don't know what I was doing back then. I was hiking a trail and it was all covered in snow and I'm holding snowballs. I'm like, this is not bad. And people on the West Coast, but yeah, it was 90 degrees in upstate New York. We can feel every drip of water molecule. Because if it's 90 up here, the humidity is outrageous. Those on the West Coast really don't have much to do with the humidity. But when it's 90 degrees and the humidity is above 70%, yeah, those are not pleasant times. Beautiful. This is upstate New York. Alright, that section is complete. I did walk away with one good thing. Remember this? Unfortunately, I don't fish, so I'm going to find a place to set on a picnic table or something. Maybe somebody that does fish and frequent this area could use something like that. But for somebody that doesn't fish, why throw it out? I'll leave it somewhere because this is obviously fishing. A lot of fishing goes on here, and just carry that around all day long. Yeah, people don't think you're weird enough. Oh boy. Alright, off to the next section. I'm gonna go sit in the car rail fan for a bit, relax for maybe an hour or two, or depends on how things go on the railroad, and then we'll start back up in Kirkville. Speaking of fishing, there's people fishing right now. I didn't know that was a lady. I thought that yellow thing was a sign, but it's actually a person. So, until it moved, I thought it was a sign. He's getting to you. Alright, on to the next. Thanks for watching this section. Yeah, this place filled up fast. What's good about this is you got picnic tables, place to cook out, all the amenities except restrooms. So, places to sit. Nice place. I think I'm going to expect that at every parking lot that's listed on the map. Is probably why it's listed. It's a place where you could sit and cook out and fish. And the ones that are not fully listed on the map are, you know, don't have those amenities or whatever. Anyway,